पार्वतीपतये
Narayaneeyam
गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं
Govinda
जानकीकान्तस्मरणं
Jai Jai Ram
सद्गुरुस्वामिनः योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना न्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञा भक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चाभिवृताः सत्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् So it was desired that we will do the 94th Dashakam of Narayaneeyam. Narayaneeyam is, as we all know, is a work which emanated under a certain circumstance and it is highly inspirational. Absolutely touching when we read any part of it. And I don't think it is something which can come if someone forces himself to write this. So that seems to be the beauty of Narayaneeyam. So there are so many hymns that are available, but here one finds a beautiful blend of jnana, bhakti and poetic beauty. So those who have read various other kavyas in Sanskrit are able to see that this is something which is really unique. I had an occasion to read some of these Krishna Leelas also recently, few Dashakas. See, many of you would have chanted the complete Narayaneeyam. I have not even done till once. But I have browsed through certain sections of Narayaneeyam which are really attractive. So the occasions on which I had read them is all, so some class, some teaching somewhere. So at some stage somebody asked me to start teaching Narayaneeyam. It went some 8-9 Dashakams, say 2 weeks, but then so it got interrupted. Anyway, so this was one of the interest which was expressed on this Dashakam. So this is Tattvajnanotpatti Prakara Varnanam. This is the title of this Dashakam. Varnanam is description. Utpatti Prakara Varnanam means a description of how it gets generated. What gets generated? Tattvajnana. Tattvajnanotpatti Prakara Varnanam. The word tattva is used generally in the sense of essence. Tattvam. If you look at the components of this word, tatu tvam tattvam. Tatu tvam tattvam. Tatu tvam means you are that. Tvam is you. Tatu refers to that entity which is the source of this entire universe. So you are none other than that. So this is what tattvam essentially means. So tattvajnanasya utpattihi. How does this ultimate knowledge get generated in us? So this is what is the content of this chapter. The Bhattatiri has composed this Narayaneeyam in a variety of meters. And this particular Dashakam, as many other Dashakams are, has been composed in what is called Sraddhara. Sraddhara is one of the meters which has 21 syllables per quarter. If you choose a verse, it can be divided into 4 quarters. So the Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, how many syllables are there? Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. There are 8 syllables. So this is what is called Anushmi. So we have variety of meters. So 1 to 26, they have given names. Normally it starts with 6 or 8. Anushtup is the most simplest meter. So the entire Ramayana, most of Bhagavad Gita verses are all in Anushtup. So that has only 8 syllables. Whereas this Sraddhara has 21 syllables. And this 21 will again be divided into 3 parts, in fact. So 7, 7, 7. So those who render the verses, you may realize that there will be a break at 7. This is what is called Yati Pangam. So Brahmaneer Yanam Trayena Trimuni Yati Yuta Sraddhara Kirtite. This is the definition of that. Trimuni Yati Yuta. Muni means number 7 in Bhuta Sankhya. Trimuni Yati Yuta. So there will be a small pause at 7. Okay. So now we will start with this. I will render the verse, you can repeat, so then we will discuss the meanings. Shuddha Nishkama Dharmaihi
Shuddha Nishkama Dharmaihi
Pravara Guru Gira
Pravara Guru Gira
Tatsvarupam Parante
Tatsvarupam Parante
Shuddham Dehendriyadi
Shuddham Dehendriyadi
Yapagatam Akhila
Yapagatam Akhila
Yaptama Vedayante
Yaptama Vedayante
Nanatvastaulya Karsyaditu
Nanasya Saulya Kashyaditu
Gunajapapus Sangato Dhyasitante
Gunajapaku Sangato Yasinante
Vanher Daru Prabhedeshviva
Vande Daru Prabhedeshviva
Mahadanuta
Mahadanuta
Diktata Shantadadi
Dikhtata Shantatadi
Shuddhaha Nishkama Dharmaihi Pravara Gurugira Tvatsvarupam Paramte Tvatsvarupam Tatsvarupam. There are 2 forms. So the pratigna is to make you realize tattva, right? Tattvajnana Utpatti Prakara. So how do you go about? Here he says Nishkama Dharmaihi Pravara Gurugiraha Pravara Gurugira Shuddhaha. It has been beautifully conveyed by the first word in this verse. What is essential for one to have this knowledge, possess this knowledge? Shuddhaha. One has to be absolutely pure. This purity, so we think of on various material entities. So ghee is pure, atta is pure, this is pure, that is pure, honey is pure, adulterated. See, material purity can be somehow taken care by our body. We have a certain mechanism which will flush out bad things. But how to flush out is mental impurity. So mental impurity is far more dangerous than material impurity. So here he says, Shuddhaha. How does this happen? So we don't have the clue as to how it happens. So therefore, he gives a certain mechanism by which it can happen. Nishkama dharmaihi. We also need to understand what one really means by this purity. In fact, there is a very interesting verse. Those who have been successful in maintaining this mental purity are generally described as Mahatmas. So there is an interesting string in Sanskrit which describes who is a Mahatma. Manasyekam vachasyekam karmanyekam mahatmana. Manasyekam vachasyekam karmanyekam mahatmana. Ekam basically refers to one thing. So your thought process is something else. You speak something else, you act in a different way. So if this is the case, then it is absolutely impure. So in fact, the same verse defines a duratma also. Manasyekam, vachasyekam, karmanyekam. You understand? So this has to be, there should be a unison between all the three. So this is most important aspect. But beyond that, we need certain things. So this is at one level. Okay. So manasyekam, vachasyekam, karmanyekam, mahatmana. Manasyekam, vachasyekam, karmanyekam, duratmana. Anyway, now this is the most minimal thing I am talking about. So there are various other processes by which one becomes really nirmala. And one factor which we do not really recognize is for this nirmalatvam, shuddhatvam, so we also need the grace of Ishvara. As we can very easily understand, these are all very beautifully described even in medical literature. So Ayurveda, if you look into some of these texts. So this modern medicine does not really help us getting anywhere near this. It may only complicate, even for ailments. I mean, it may be some pain relieving this, etc., which has various other side effects. One fellow, unfortunately, keeps taking some neuro pills and he comes and tries, I don't know what, it has various side effects, so please help me, please help me. Anyway, so this is a very complicated thing, so we should give some time to understand how our approach to medical science has been. So this is something which we have been blessed with. So to enable me to withstand pains, so there is no pill for that. You can only use pill to kill the pain. But you will be having enormous strength provided you are mastering this skill. There are so many people who have done this. So you might have read in various literature. Any small word which has been uttered by somebody really triggers my anger. I can't control any emotions. So these are all internal mechanisms. So Shuddhaha. So this refers to a person who has been able to transcend all this. We will see this little later. And how does it happen? The first thing that he says is Nishkama Dharmaihi. So performing activities without kamana. So I will not elaborate on this right now. So Nishkama Dharmaihi is a beautiful phrase which captures the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Shuddha Nishkama Dharmaihi. One thing should be clear at this stage. Dharma is a certain activity which this person performs which is in consonance with the well-being of all beings. So, not necessarily one's own well-being. One should consider only those activities which will take care of, unlike China. Okay, so recently I was reading an article as I was traveling in a flight from Copenhagen to somewhere. So there I was appalled to see that these Chinese fellows have gone ahead in spite of signing this 2015. You know what is 2015? Paris Agreement. Okay, for not emitting greenhouse gases. So in spite of that, within 1.5 years, last 1.5 years, they have built 43 gigawatt coal power plant. And in 1 more year, they will be completing 147 gigawatt plants. So it is almost 180 gigawatts, which is more than European Union plants. Understand? So there is no concern for others. This cannot be there at the family level, at the society level, at the national level. Anyway, so Nishkama Dharmaihi. So this Kamana, no, the point I wanted to say is, for anyone to engage in any activity, obviously there will be a Kamana, either to acquire or to avoid. Essentially all activities will be either to acquire something or to avoid something. So this is the Pravritti Nivritti. So Pravritti Nivritti is obviously driven by a certain Kamana. But this Nishkama Dharma essentially means, so being untouched by the outcome of it, unperturbed by the outcome of it. That is what is called Nishkama ultimately. So we will move ahead. And how does one understand this? Pravara Guru Gira. Guru who means normally a teacher. And here he uses two adjectives to Guru. One is Varaha, the other is Pra. Understand? So we use the word Varaha to denote Shrestha. Understand? Varaha means Shrestha. Buddhimatam Varaha. Okay. So Varaha. So Varaguruhu. So Guruhu itself means someone who possesses clear and absolute knowledge about something what he talks about. In fact, the definition, one of the qualities of Guru is Adhigata Tattvaha. This is first quality which is expected of a Guru. Adhigata Tattvaha. So whatever he communicates, be it physics, be it engineering, be it stotra. So Adhigata Tattvaha, this has to be there. The second aspect is Sishya Hitaya Udyata Sadatam. Sishya Hitaya Satatam Udyataha is the one who is always concerned about the hita of the Sishya. Okay, ones whose efforts are oriented in such a way that the student is benefited. Which means, obviously, this doesn't mean he keeps teaching all the time, it can never happen. So it only means that he practices those things which are worthwhile practicing so that the children who are studying with him learn how to conduct themselves. So the Guru should always be concerned that he cannot practice something and teach something else. So this is what is Shishya Hitaya Satatam Udyataha, means he trains himself in such a way that the others can imbibe him and they don't get into wrong tracks. Anyway, so this is the definition of Guru. So these are the things which are indicated by these two words, pra and vara. So one is he may possess knowledge, but he may not be able to communicate to others. Okay. So it may also happen that he also communicates well, but the Shishya is somewhat dull-witted. Okay. So they may not be able. So even then he should be willing to teach 2 times, 3 times, 5 times. So all these things are indicated by these two adjectives. So one who is concerned, one who is compassionate, one who can deliver well, so that the ignorance of the Shishya is gone. So therefore he says, Gira means by the words. So by the words of Pravara Guru, Tat Svarupam Param Te, Te Tat Param Svarupam. Tat Svarupam or Tvat Svarupam, both are fine. So your ultimate form, Svarupam. Okay. Rupam means this physical form. So we can have this Krishna, we can have this Guruvayur, we can have various forms. So what is behind it? That is what is Sangha, Nanda, Bodha, Madam. So that is what is that Swarupam. So Tat Swarupam Param Te, Te Param Tat Swarupam, that supreme form of you. Shuddham Dehendriya Divyapagatam Akhilo Vyaptama Vedayante. Dehendriyadi Vyapagatam Akhilam Vyapta. So normally we identify ourselves with this Deha and Indriya. And of course Manas, mind, body, sense, complex. So this is what we try to identify ourselves as. But, so those who have done little biology or studied some little science, they know that millions of cells are dying and millions of cells are generated. So this is a continuous process which is happening in our physical body. So there is no question of the same entity. So this is this Deha. And Indriya also keeps changing the quality. Dehendriyadi Vyapagatam. Vyapagatam means one who has transcended this Deha and Indriya. So that is your Swarupam. Your Swarupam means not this mind, body, sense complex. So too, any other form which you think of Ishvara to possess. Shuddham means that which is transcending all these things normally. Whatever we try to identify ourselves as. Dehendriya Divyapagatam Akhilam. Then the other description here is Akhilavyaptam. Akhilavyaptam means something which is pervading all entities. In fact, if you read this Bhagavata, this is a beautiful verse. This Prahlada, when he is describing the nature of Ishvara, and how one has to understand Ishvara, there he says, Paravareshu Bhuteshu Brahmantasthavarādishu Bhautikeshu Vikareshu Bhuteshvathamahatsuja Guneshu Gunasamyeshu Gunavyatikade Tatha Ekayeva Parohyatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Vyaha. See, Paravareshu Bhuteshu Brahmantasthavarādishu, starting from Brahma to these various little creatures to the plants. bhautikeshu vikareshu. So not necessarily this living beings alone. Bhautika vikara means those which got generated from bhuta. Okay. So even inanimate things which keep continuously transforming. Bhautikeshu vikareshu bhuteshvata mahatsucha guneshu gunasamneshu gunam vyatikade tatha ekayeva parokhyatma. So this one can appreciate even when one gets into science very deeply. After all, we do not really know, with all of our understanding of science, what was the primordial entity. So there is one theory which has been proposed as Big Bang theory. So there is one thing which was there and it has presented itself into multiple galaxies. Okay. So that is how things are anyway. So that primordial entity which is responsible for this tangible universe is what is referred to by the word Tatu. You should understand that. Once you understand this, then this phrase Akhilam Vyaptam can be very easily appreciated. So if that one entity has transformed itself into various things, it is like, suppose I give you 10 kgs of gold. So you can transform that into some 1,000 ornaments. So where has it got from? The gold, understand? So whatever be the shape, whether it is so thin a mala or this ring or that ring, whatever be that, so it is all same gold. Similarly, Akhila Vyaptam means that gold which was there as a single piece is Akhila Vyaptam now, as far as those ornaments are concerned. Similarly, it may have different name, it may have a different shape, so all that, it may have a different glitter. But this is one and the same. Similarly, so the various things that we see here, somewhere the conscious will be so highly mature, somewhere it may not be. So everywhere it is the same entity. Therefore, he uses the word Akhila Vyaptam Avedayante. Avedayante means this is what they communicate to you. Who communicate? Pravara Guru. Those Pravara Gurus. So this is what they communicate based on what Shastra says. Then Nanatva Sthaulya Karshyaditu. So they may say, Shastra may say, but this is something which is contradictory to what I am seeing. Okay? Right? So Nanatva Staulyam. Nanatvam means the multiplicity which I see. Okay? So Nanatvam is multiplicity which I am able to see in terms of various characteristics which various entities possess, in terms of various qualities which various entities possess. So Nanatva Sthaulya Karshyadi. Sthaulya means grossness. Okay? Karshya, you can say stout, fat. Karshya is thin. Sthaulya Karsyaditu. So all this happens. See, he says Gunaja Vapusangataha. So Gunaja Vapusangataha. So this phrase has to do with the Sankhya philosophy. So there are the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tama. Gunaja means something which is born out of guna. So according to Sankhya philosophy, all this is made up of Sattva, Rajas and Tamo guna combination. So Gunaja Vapusangataha Adhyasitam. Adhyasitam means something which has been superimposed. Superimposed by what? Gunaja Vapusangataha. You understand? After all, when you go to purchase an earring, let us take, all are made of gold, but you have specific choice. I like this, I mean some small variation, all this. We all do this. Because we have some sangha towards some shape. We have some sangha towards. So I just have to wear a gold ornament. Suppose it is there. Then you will not care for anything. You will just purchase something and come back, right? So similarly, the sangha with the sharira, see my nose has to look like this. My skin has to glow like this. So then you will apply various lovely things. So if you don't care, I mean whatever Ishvara has given, I am as it is. So it is fine. So we can be like this. So the point is, Sangataha Adhyasitam means, some people want to tan various things. So this is all because that Sangha. So this is mine and this has to look like this, etc. These are all Adhyasas. That's what he is trying to say. Gunajavapus Sangatodhyasitam. Gunajavapus Sangatodhyasitam. Then he is giving a beautiful example. Vanher daru prabhedeshviva. Vanhi means fire. Daru. Daru ka matlab kya hai? Hindi mein. So here, daru in Sanskrit means a log, wooden piece. Okay? Daru prabhedeshu. So here he says, suppose you generate fire. The fire, the most important property is heat. But besides that, there will be certain other things which will also be accompanying it. So in those days, I talked about 45 years back. So when we used to go to a village, so there will be some stove somewhere. So if you want to take bath in hot water, so you have to boil. So somebody will introduce some coconut thing into it. Somebody will introduce some other thing into it. Somebody will take some coconut shell into it. So each one will glow differently, and each one will emanate a different kind of a smoke. You understand? So depending on how much log goes into it and what kind of thing goes into it, so it, besides heat, there is something else also generated. Okay, the form will vary, the smell will vary, the color will vary, various things will vary. So that's what he is trying to say. Daru prabhedeshu vanhehe bhedaha. So there is nothing which varies when we look only into the heat energy. But various other things will vary. So similarly, so the sharira, etc. There are various other things. So which bring this sharira to us, that sharira to something else. It is all sharira bheda. Vanher daru prabhedeshviva mahadanuta deeptata shantatadi. Mahat anuta. So if you put simultaneously some 5 shells and all of them start burning, there will be a lot of noise also. So all that will come. So mahat anuta deeptata shantata. So depending on how much has been fueled, so there will be variation in fire, but fire is fire. So similarly, this gunajavapu sangataha adhyasitam. So anything that is given to you is all based on certain other factors, various karma, etc. So based on that, something has been given to you. There is nothing much to worry about. So that is the point that he is trying to convey. Pravara Guru Gita. This is something which we need to understand. Read this. Shuddha Nishkama Dharmaini Pravara Guru Gita Tasarupam Karante Shuddham Devendriyani Vyapakamakilam Vyapakama Vedayante Nana This is a bit long compound. So what he has done is, so he has taken almost 1.5 quarters to compose a big compound. So we have to split it appropriately. Samanumilad. शिष्यरूपोत्तरारण्या वेदोद्भासितेन स्फुटतरपरिबोधाग्निना दह्यमाने तत्कृततनुभुवन भ्रान्तिकान्तारपूरे दाह्याभावेन विद्याशिखिनि च विरते वन्मयी खल्वस्था This is again a very, very beautiful verse which presents the essence of Vedanta. In the previous verse, he was mentioning that this knowledge is to be gained by the words of Pravara Guru. Pravara Guru, I was explaining, even if Pravara Guru so gives a discourse, unless I am prepared, it will be impossible. So we teach some 20 students in the class. One fellow grasps. So some other fellow reasonably grasps. There will be a couple of fellows who don't grasp. So what do we do? So do we blame the teacher or do we say that the student has not equipped himself to receive this? So we have to equip ourselves to receive this knowledge. That is what is stated by Nishkama Dharma. Understand? There are two aspects to it. So jnana is to be received. Jnana is to be gained. For that we should equip ourselves so that we are receiving this knowledge. In fact, my father used to give an interesting example. So that teachers can protect. In the Tamil, no. So there is an interesting phrase we have in Tamil. அனுகிரகத்துக்கு பாத்திரமாகும்படி கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். தெரியுமா இல்லையா? அனுகிரகத்துக்கு பாத்திரமாகும்படி கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். We request you to be recipients of this grace. Patra means so my father took an interesting example. This patram means vessel is also called patram. Okay. So this rain is pouring. Okay. And in those days we will have some quadrangle inside the house where the water will come. You see, there will be a waterfalls inside. So you can visit in my house in Chennai. So we are now catching the water because Chennai has scarcity of water. So we are catching water. Now what my father said was, Patra is available, but this fellow inverted the Patra. Water is coming, Patra is also there. So how will you get water? So we should be equipping ourselves to receive this knowledge. The minimum thing is, so mind has to be still. So it should not be wandering here and there. So there are various other things. So let us leave at that. So the point I said was, so Pravara Guru Upadesha is very important. Okay? Then equipping ourselves is all important. Now, how does this process take place? This is a very, very beautiful example he has chosen to explain the process. So the knowledge has to be received from Guru is what was stated in the previous verse. Now he is saying, how does this process work? What is the effect of this process? Where does this process end? All these things are explained beautifully in this. The word Arani, you know what is Arani? You know?
The wood which we put on to get the fire.
Fire stick.
No, fire stick may not be a
The wood
good
which
phrase.
generates the fire.
I'll tell you. This basically refers to a certain kind of a tree. Okay. So we use the phrase Arani Kattai in Tamil. This today also people use that. So for generating fire to start as sacrifice. This wood has the property of quickly generating because of the kind of fiber structure so that we have. So the friction that gets generated when you churn, so is much higher and therefore quickly the fire comes out. Okay, that is the idea. So here we need two things. One, a big block, okay, a rectangular block, so which is at the bottom. And then we should also have some sort of a cylindrical stuff on the top. So that like this, venna kadaiga mari. Ungalku theriyuma venna kadaiga? Theriyuma? Okay. Because that is not known nowadays. Nobody does. So that is a very beautiful process again. So the Ayurvedic physicians, they say that you have to extract fat out of the buttermilk and then take that. So that it generates nice flavor. At least you should taste it. So that, in fact, I went to Haridwar, Ramdev Baba's ashram, very recently. There, some rich business fellow, he came and met Ramdev Baba, and I was also there. And that person was asking, so Ramdev was asking, so what do you want to take? He said, वो हाथ से जो मक्खन किया, उससे जो मक्खन आया है उसको लेना चाहता हूँ. So that is what that fellow said. So that it has a nice flavor, so I want to take that. So that's what he was saying. No, there are a lot of things in that. So I will not get into that now. So these are certain processes which we need to learn to appreciate, whether we can practice or not. It may be possible once we understand the significance of it. So we will be able to appreciate those processes. Now here, what is talked about is a similar churning. So churning, the rod which is kept on the top is Shishya. Okay. So the plank that we have at the bottom, the log, is the Guru. So here we find two adjectives to Arani. If you look at Adhararani and Uttararani, understand? And who is Adhararani? Acharya is the Adhararani. Acharyakhya dharastharani. Okay? Adharastha. So this is also important. See, so this one which is at the bottom has to be solid and stable. See? So therefore he is described as Adhararani. The other one which is at the top is Uttararani. This fellow should be willing to spin. Okay? So nowadays what happens is teachers are spinning. No, I'm not joking. Teachers are lamenting in India. So at least I have heard from half a dozen people. Because nowadays they have come with a policy that you can't open your mouth against the student. You understand? If you just say, "Hi, why didn't you come?" then you booked. You have to be very lovely, affectionate to children. So I remember tap actually. The person commits mistake. So we just call it tak. It is basically to mold. We have to understand. There are some silly thinking which somebody has floated somewhere in the West is just being imbibed. Okay. My grandfather, who used to teach dozens of children Veda, I mean, they are real teachers who love. It is because of the love and affection that I have. So I am trying to mold you. Anyway, so this Acharya Akhya Atharastharani. So this Acharya Akhya Atharastharani. This is beautifully imagined. Then he says, Samanumilat. Samanumilat. So means this fellow, Samyak Anumilan. Anumilanam means merging well. You understand? The Shishya has to go with right attitude. So then only something can happen. Samanumilat. Some can be described in various senses. So I will not elaborate because we may not have time. Samanumilat Shishya Rupa Uttararani. Then Avedho Bhasite. Avedha here means basically the journey. So if they are just in contact, nothing will work. The teacher teaches, the student just has his presence in the class, so nothing will work. So he has to think later. Understand? First it has to get into his mind. Then some aveda will happen. Then later he has to go and further think. So then only the knowledge will arise. So otherwise it doesn't just happen like this. So that is what is described with this beautiful simile. Acharya Akhya Atharastharani Samanumilat Shishya Rupottararanya Vedo Bhasite. So then gets generated the knowledge as fire gets generated in the process. Bhasite Sphutatara Paribodhagnina Dahyamani. Sphutatara Paribodha Agni. See, this is again a beautiful phrase. Paribodhaha. Bodhaha means jnana. Paribodhaha and Sphutatara Paribodha. So the knowledge that gets generated should be flawless, should be absolutely without doubts. You understand? Sphutatara means very, very clear knowledge. So knowledge which is free from any kind of misunderstanding, knowledge which is free from any kind of doubts. So these are conveyed by Sphutatara and Pari. Sphutatara Paribodhagnina. And that is the fire here, the imagery. Paribodha Agnina. The fire has the capacity to burn things. So what is burnt by the fire is the ignorance. Okay. So Dahyamane. Dahyamane means when it is being burnt. Okay. What is burnt? Here it describes Karmali Vasana Takrita Tanubhuvana Bhranti Kantara Pure. So that entire quarter is one single word. So Karmali Vasana Takrita Tanubhuvana Bhranti Kantara Pure. It's a beautiful, beautiful. So Kantara means forest. So Kantara Pure Dahyamani, when the entire forest is burnt. So what is the forest that has to be burnt? Karmali Vasana Takrita Tanubhuvana Bhranti. So that is the forest here. Ali. Alihi. Ali. What is it? Rose. Alihi has various different meanings. So here, so Deepali, you understand?
Okay.
Rows of lamps. That is why the phrase there. Okay. Avalihi, Alihi. So here, Karmali basically refers to the sequence of karmas that we have done. Okay. So the sequence should remind you of the DNA. So anyway, we have various kinds of sequences. After all, they carry something. You understand? Okay. So they carry something, so which cannot be changed. You understand? So no two have similar qualities. So karmali vasana. So you carry something called karmali. So the various actions that you have performed. So they have a certain output. Output is what is stored. And based on what has been executed by us, so our thought processes get molded. What kind of practices will we do? So it shapes them. Okay. Tatkrita. See here, after Ali, he says Vasana. Vasana na Tamil வந்து நறுமணம். அது சத்வாசனா, துர்வாசனா எல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்றது. So this vasana basically is coming out from the verb vasu. Vasu means that which stays. So any act that you perform, so suppose you listen to this Narayaneeyam, so you listen with great intent. So then it leaves a certain vasana in you, certain impressions. Okay? So the impressions that are left by the acts that we perform is what is referred to as vasana. Okay? This is something which gets generated whether you like it or not. Okay? If you keep listening to bum 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 bum, this rock music, so the same thing will be bumping in your mind. You understand? Some fellows I can't believe. So the bang in the other car bangs our car. You understand? I mean, so loud, crazy. Our night also there is some event. Once some fellow dragged me really to come this listen music, you have to listen. I went there. The moment they started, I had to come out. No, my ear blasted. They got blasted. I don't know the decibels. Then we decided that there should be an upper limit of the decibels. There has been policy now. So we will go and check the various decibel meters. Okay? So we decided that we will not let this go. At least our place. So karmali vasana tatkrita. Now you see it's a very beautiful phrase here he uses. Tatkrita means that which is born out of it. So you have to understand this is a very, very important thing to understand. See the kind of impact that an event leaves in us depends on the vasana that is there in us. So 20 people may be attending the same event. But the impact that the event has obviously varies. So this has to do with the vasana. Okay? So now the kind of training that you have given to your mind makes you view things differently. After all, same things are being perceived, but the impact that it has on you or the way you perceive them widely varies. Why does it vary? Vasana. That is what is to be understood. Therefore, he uses the phrase tatkrita. Tatkrita means that which is born out of it. So, karmali generates vasana, And the vasana generates our perception. Tatkrita tanu. So, and here he further says, rather clarifies, tanu bhuvana bhrantihi. So, tanu basically means the sharira. Okay? So, after all, for jnana to take place, for pleasure and pains to be experienced, we need a sharira. Okay? So the sharira can be Manushya sharira, can be some other form. So that is not something which is left to us. And where we are born, in the surrounding we are born, so it is also not left to us. So these things have to be clearly understood. You have absolutely no choice. So karmani vasana takrita tanu. Then further, after having the birth in the form of human, assume it is a very, very small segment of the bio thing in this world, right? So humans are very, very, very small factor of the entire bio thing that we can think of. Tatkrita tanu bhuvana bhrantihi. So this is what I was referring to. Bhuvana is something, the world that is generated in your own way. So he is a very, very bad person. If you keep on thinking like, you will become a bad fellow. Understand? Mad fellow rather. So tanu bhuvana bhranti kanta. On the other hand, mature people, I mean, if that fellow is just yelling at you all the time, just ignore. Finish. Why do you need to bother? This is what is maturity. So for that you need this. Not happen, right? The moment somebody says something, we get. So various dramas happen. In fact, one lady was telling me, so I gave some lecture in Hyderabad. So next day, the lady came. I wanted to attend some other talk. I just came for the next event, I was also there. So before the meeting, somebody came and then yesterday you were saying that we should not be perturbed by various things. How is it possible? Then I said, why is it not possible? No, it doesn't happen. So I have really faced various things. I can't just tolerate anybody saying anything against me. And because of that, I have lost so many things in life, she said. So that is why you have to train yourself. So this is what is samadukha sukha swastha samaloshtasma panchana tulyanindas tudirmani santushto vignakhe. So this is what is repeatedly said. So there may be a certain tendency, and we are blessed with the power to overcome the tendency. And these are certain processes which really help us. Time-tested processes. Understand this? Okay. So time-tested processes. And bhakti, etc. So they really help us. So karmani vasana tatkrita tanubhuvana bhrantihi. Bhrantihi is illusion. What really happened if somebody shouts at you? Nothing happens. Just think for a moment. Why should you shout back? Nothing happens. So our physical thing, nothing has happened. Even mental thing. You have to just train yourself. You just take it as some shabda, like our drum beat. That's all. In fact, my mother used to say that her grandmother, I have not seen. So, her grandmother, if the spouse starts shouting, she will just get into the kitchen and start standing in stotra. There is no other option. It is the best option, you understand. See, only when you open your mouth, there will be a problem. Okay. So anyway, this is all something which we need to learn. We have to just think first of all. The process should be initially to start thinking. So what will be the best option? Nothing which can be prescribed universally. But one thing has to be understood. Just because some fellow praises, just because some fellow censures, nothing happens to me. I am what I am. This understanding has to be there. So it can manifest itself in various ways. If somebody praises, the activity doesn't get enhanced. What you have performed is what you have performed. Right? Somebody censures, you have done your duty. It's okay. Let him censure. So what? Now, this is what is Bhranti. Bhranti means adding value to something which doesn't deserve that value. Understand? So giving value to something where we should not give value. So this is what is meant by this Bhranti illusion. Bhranti Kantara Pure. When all these illusions are burnt. Okay, this kind of thing. So Tanu, Bhuvana, Bhranti. So all these are to be burnt. So various ragas, various dveshas. So all this has to be burnt. Karmali Vasana Takrita Tanu Bhuvana Bhranti Kantara Pure. Then he says, this is where the climax is. Dahya Bhavena. So Dahyam refers to the entity which is burnt. So Dahana means fire. You understand? So Dahaha is burning. Daham is Tamil. So Dahaha means there is a certain thirst inside. Okay? So the Dahaha has to be there in gaining this kind of knowledge. So we have Daha for various things in the world. Okay. So ultimate thing which will help us get rid of all this Dahana inside is this Daha for this kind of knowledge. See, this Tattva. That's what he is describing. Dahya Bhavena. So when it is burnt, there is nothing to burn further. You understand? So that is what is the state which is being stated. So if there is no fuel, where will the fire be? So here fire is jnana. So it is a certain process by which you try to generate this jnana. And once this jnana plays its role, the jnana also subsides. Because there is nothing to further burn. So that is what is beautifully described. Dahya Bhavena Vidya Shikhini Cha Virate. The word Shikhi here refers to fire. There are 2-3 meanings. See, we will also be described as Shikhi because it is unusual. So the one who has Shikha is Shikhi. See, now Rajesh has turned into Shikhi. So Vidya Shikhini Cha. See, Shikhi. Shikhi means one who possesses Shikha is Shikhi. In fact, even peacock is called a Shikhi. So there is something which is there on the top. Okay. It is also described by the word Shikhi. So fire has something which is moving up. Okay. So therefore, this is also described as Shikhi. Okay. Vidya Shikhini Cha Virate. So when there is nothing to burn, so this fire also subsides itself. Vidya Shikhi. So here the knowledge in the form of fire that also subsides. And when this happens, Tvanmayi Khalvavastha. See, so there is nothing then. There is no difference. So this entity has merged into that primordial entity. See, Tvanmayi Avastha means Satchidananda Rupaha. This is all it means. Tvanmayi Avastha means, so even if we do various activities in the world, like any other mortal being, so he is just Ananda. Tvanmayi Khalvavastha. So the form of Ishvara is Sadrupa, Chidrupa, Anandarupa. So we can keep doing all these activities. It's a beautiful verse. So I will repeat this once more. Carefully listen and keep repeating this all the time later. Okay. Acharyakhya, no, listen. Acharyakhya tharastharani samanumilat.
Acharyakhya samanumilat.
Two times.
Acharyakhya samanumilat.
Shishyarupo attararanya vedhodbhasitena.
Shishyarupo attararanya vedhodbhasitena. Shishyarupo attararanya vedhodbhasitena.
Sphutatara paribodhagnina dahyamani.
Sphutatara paribodhagnina dahyamani. Sphutatara paribodhagnina dahyamani.
Karmani vasana tatkritatनुभुवन भ्रांति कांतार पूरे.
Karmani vasana tatkritatनुभुवन भ्रांति कांतार पूरे. Karmani vasana tatkritatनुभुवन भ्रांति कांतार पूरे.
ग्राह्याः भावेन विद्या शिखिनि च विरते.
Grahya bhavena vidya shikini च virate. Grahya bhavena vidya shikini च virate.
मन्मयी खल्वस्था.
Vanmayi kalvavastha. Vanmayi kalvavastha.
See, this word Maya is a certain suffix in Sanskrit. See, Mayat. We use the word Jalamaya. Mayat means Prachuryam. See? So Mayat has two different meanings. So Tvanmayi means so almost identical with you. Tvanmayi. See? Mrinmayi. Hiranmayi. Partner. Hiranmayi. See? So we'll describe in Kamalamba. So Maya is a certain suffix. So Tvanmayi Khalvavastha. So that is a state in which I am ultimately working with you. Evam tvatpraptitonnyo nahi khalu.
Evam tatraptito nyo nahi khalu. Evam tatraptito nyo nahi khalu.
Nikhila kleshahani rupayaha.
Nikhila kleshahani rupaya. Nikhila kleshahani rupaya.
Naikantatyantikaste.
Naikantatyantikaste. Naikantatyantikaste.
Krishivadagarda shadgunya shadkarma yogaha.
Krishivadagarda shadkarma yoga. Krishivadagarda shadkarma yoga.
Durvaikalyeira kalyaha.
Durvaikalyeira kalya. Durvaikalyeira kalya.
Apinigama pathaha.
Abhinigama pathaha. Abhinigama pathaha.
Phalanyapyavaptaha.
Tadpalanyapyavaktaha. Tadpalanyapyavaktaha.
Mattastvam vismarantaha.
Mattastvam vismarantaha.
having described the state that is most desired state to be achieved, he sort of paraphrases and then says, Nikhila kleshahanehe upayaha nahi khalu. Khalu means indeed. Nahi means indeed there is no other means. Indeed there is no other means. No other means to achieve this state. Evam tvatprapti donyaha. So reaching the state through the process which has been described is the only means by which you will be able to transcend yourself. And the advantage in gaining this pedestal is Nikhila kleshahani. So Nikhila kleshahani. Klesha is any kind of difficulty that you face. So suppose I come to Singapore, I may be getting rid of the mosquito bite. That is one kleshahani may be there, but there is another klesha, various other kinds of kleshas will be there. Okay, Nikhila kleshahani means all kinds of difficulties, all kinds of sources of sorrow are gotten rid of. So Nikhila kleshahanehe upayaha. Upayaha means means. Upaya means also. So Nikhila kleshahane upayaha means the means by which you will be able to get rid of all kinds of afflictions. So all kinds of afflictions, if you have to get rid of, so this is the only means by which you will be able to do. So there is no other means. He is putting it categorically. Na hi khalu. Indeed there is no other way. Okay. He is also used to refer to emphasize. Evam. Evam means the way we described earlier. Evam tvatprapti donyaha nahi khalu nikhila kleshahani rupayaha. Then he further elaborates. Now, why are you so affirming this particular process is the only process? There are various other things also. So then he says, Maikansat yantika ste krishivat agada shadgunya shakarma yoga. He explains through 4 different examples. Krishivat agada shadgunya shakarma yoga. So in fact, there are various things listed here. Gada, gada means
Disease.
that is gada.
Disease with her.
So here he repeatedly uses the word gada. In fact, I think the first is gada klishtam kashtam. Okay. Gada klishtam kashtam. See, gada means any kind of vyadhi, vyadhi, adi, okay, both. So gada klishtam means, so gada means some vyadhi, some form of disease. It can be mental, it can be physical. So here he says, agada shadgunya shakarma yoga. Agada refers to something which will cure you from gada. So it is aushadhi. Okay. So gada is vyadhi. Agada is something with which you will be able to drive away this vyadhi. Okay. So agada is medicine, okay, in some form. Agada shadgunya shatkarma yoga. There are 4 different things. Shadgunya is 6 kinds of qualities, 6 strategies. So they are referred to as Shadgunya. So this basically refers to the different kinds of strategies that has to be adopted by a king. So the list itself is 6 because what will work where we don't know, and sometimes you may have to employ 2-3 strategies. Sandhi, Vigraha, then Asanam, Ashrayaha, Dvaiti Bhavaha, and Yana. These are the 6 things. Sandhi, Vigraha, Yanam. Sandhi is, okay, let me finish. Asanam, Ashrayaha, Dvaiti Bhavaha. These are 6 things. Sandhi is basically a sort of a treaty, an alliance. These are to be adopted by king to handle the enemies. So like in Maharashtra, so you will suddenly strike some alliance. The ideologies will be very different. And suddenly you can split also. Vigraha. You have a nice example, recent example. We may be together for 25 years, but suddenly we will split. There are some strategies for gaining something. So Sandhi, Vigraha. Then Yanam means, so you just move away somewhere. Yanam basically means Gamanam. Okay? Vehicle is also called Yanam. Sometimes to avoid him. So you just move away somewhere. Like Shivaji. So he will just go and hide himself somewhere. Then he will come and strike. Okay? Like our Balakot. So this Sandhi, Vigraha, Yanam. So then, Asanam. So Yanam is basically you can move, you can go and strike. So Asanam is going and hiding oneself, staying. Or you can just receive that fellow and then make him sit with you. And later you strike. See, this Asanam means keeping that fellow with you. Essentially that's what it means. So Asanam, where you can sit. Then Asyate. Asana. Similarly, this Vasana I told you, no? So, Vasyate iti Vasana. You can understand. This Vasana, that which stays with you. Mathematical texts, they will use the word Vasana to refer to the proof. So once you learn something with the proof, so then that stays in your mind for longer periods, or it stays forever, depending on the individual. But so this Vasyate iti Vasana. Similarly, these impressions are also like this. Okay. Vasyate iti Vasana. So Asanam is one thing. So Ashrayaha is providing some type of a shelter. So this is another thing. Then Dvaiti Bhavaha is sort of splitting. So these are all referred to as Shat Gunas to be adopted by the king strategies. So why does he take this? Because he wants to communicate something. I will come back to that now. So this Shadgunya is one thing. Agada is one thing. Then the third thing that he refers to is Shat Karma. So Shat Karma here refers to the 6 karmas which are to be done by the Adhyanam, Adhyapanam, Yajanam, Yajanam, Danam, Pratigraha. Okay, these are referred to as Shat Karmas. So, Adhyanam, Adhyapanam. So, studying, Adhyapanam, sharing the knowledge, okay, teaching. Yajanam means performing yagas by oneself. Even study is a yaga, but understand that. So, whatever we are doing is referred to as Jnana Yajna. So, Brahma Yajna, Jnana Yajna. So, suppose our Veena treats all of us well after the session. So, that is called Manushya Yajna. Okay. And our company CSR, they give various things. So, caring for others essentially. So, this is also a yajna. But understand, yajna doesn't necessarily mean to offer something unto fire. Okay. So, that is a limited meaning of yajna. So, Deva yajna, Manushya yajna, Bhuta yajna, so Brahma yajna, all are yajnas. So, here yajanam, yajanam, then Danam, Pratigraha. So, Danam is sharing resources with others. Pratigraha is receiving. Okay. Pratigrinhati. Pratigraha. So, they are called as Shat Karmas. Then Yogaha. So, you can think of various yogas. So, this yoga, that yoga, all kinds of yogas. Let me not list that. So, now the point that he wants to convey here is Naikantaatyantikaha te. You understand? Te refers to all these things which have been listed here. So, Krishivat is an example. Krishivat means like the Krishi. This Krishi can be understood as the agricultural activity or any Krishi that you do. Krishi means Prayatna. Okay. So, the Prayatna that you do is also called Krishi. So, in fact, we say if the person does not study well, the phrase that is normally employed is Krishi Pandradille. He does not put efforts. So, that is what we say. So, Krishi means Prayatna. Obviously, agricultural activity requires a lot of efforts, caring for that. So, the point that he drives here is two things. Naikantaha atyantikaha. There are two phrases. Ekanta means it has a unique end. This is what is called Ekanta. Ekanta bhakti govinde. Ekantama, suppose you say, nobody should interfere. Idu one interfere pannu. That is a different thing. But at least external interference. That is one ekanta. Okay. So this ekanta means a unique end. So naikantaha means these activities which we have listed need not necessarily produce the expected outcome. You understand? So we always engage ourselves into an activity with a certain outcome in mind. So if it leads to that, then so the purpose is served, etc. But this does not necessarily happen. So agada, suppose you take some medicine, that may lead to some other complication. You understand? So this may go, this may not go, this may result in something else. So this is what he means by Naikantaha. So Krishivatu also, there are various factors which are involved for the outcome to come. So Naikantaha. The second thing that he tries to convey is Atyantikaha. Atyantika means something which will be permanent relief. Okay? So anything that you do may fetch you some result which will keep you satisfied for some time, but not something eternally. Okay? So all these activities that he has listed is primarily to convey these things. What does it mean? It means, So if you are able to gain this knowledge which has been described earlier, so then it is Atyantika Nivritti and it is Ekanta. So any other activity in which you engage, it can be a Tatkalika Nivritti and it will not be Atyantiki. Okay? It may have the expected result, it need not have, and even if it has, so it need not be permanently with you. Understand? So that is why Krishna, there is an interesting phrase. Yogakshemam Vahamyam. What does it mean? The LIC would have known. Yogakshemam. What does it mean?
Obtaining and preserving.
It is being with you. So these are the two things. So Naikantaha means this yoga may happen, may not happen. You understand? And Atyantika means Kshema may happen, may not happen. So you get something. So that itself is not completely in your hands. Even if you get, so that it stays with you, it's not something, it is like the job in US. Recently when I went in September, many fellows were just saying, we don't know what will happen. This policy, that policy. So, Naikahanta Tyantikaste Krishivadagada Shatpunya Shatkarma Yoga. He further questions. So, maybe this is true for the activities in which I engage myself in this material world. But these need not necessarily be true for certain things which are prescribed in Vedas. Okay? So through that I will be able to achieve this. So that is the question that he has in his mind. Durvai kalyaihi akalya api nigama pathaha. The word nigama means Veda here. Pathaha is the processes. The processes that have been outlined in the Vedas. So you do this, you will get this, you do this, you will get this. So these are stated in Vedas. Now I will choose that path and I will liberate myself. Okay? So Nikhila Klesha Hanihi can come through that also. Okay? So there he says, Durvai Kalyaihi Vikala. The Hindi phrase is Vikalang. You know? Vikalang. Kala means basically part. Kala means part. Okay? Another Chandra Kala Chuda. Okay. Chandra Chuda is Chandra Kala Chuda. So Kala means a particular part of something. So the crescent of the moon is called Chandra Kala. So this Kala is basically a part. So Sakala, we have the phrase Sakala. Sakala means it is complete. All. You understand? Vikala pada, some things are missing. Now, people who are not possessing some limb in its original shape, they are called Vikalanga. They use the word. So Vikala. Here, Vaikalya. So he uses the phrase Durvaikalyehi. So these processes which have been outlined in the Vedas have to be performed in a rigorous way, wherein all the components are taken care of. So there he says Durvaikalyehi. It is not possible to achieve this because there are various things which have to be satisfied. So any lapse in anything may not necessarily lead to the desired fruits. Okay? So therefore he says, Durvai akalyaha. Akalyaha means it cannot be accomplished. Okay? So because it is Durvai kalya, because you cannot ensure that all things are completely fulfilled. So dravya, tantra, so we may supply all dravya, but the Purohita need not do properly. What will you do? So Purohita may do properly, my mind will not be engaged fully. So what is it? There are various things which can be missing, and therefore, when you do this homa, finally, the Ashirvachanam, that's the they will say mantra, tantra, dravya, kriya, so all that lopa. See, mantra lopa, tantra lopa, dravya lopa, kriya lopa, so ajya lopa. Various lopas can be there. So that is what he hints here. Durvai kalli rakalyaha api nigama pathaha. Assume that we were able to accomplish all of them. So then he moves further and says tatphalanyapyavaptaha. Half an hour? More. Okay, we will do as much as we can. So tatphalanyapyavaptaha. See. So tatphalani means the fruits of them. Tatphalanyapyavaptaha. Avaptaha, I have obtained the fruits of them. Then he says, Mattahastvam vismarantaha prasajati patane yantyanantan vishadan. After all, anything that is achieved by us is something which will going to leave away from us. Okay? So we have to be very, very clear. See, sanyogaha viprayogantaha. Any sanyoga will definitely end with viprayoga. So here, if you say that I am achieving this that by this activity, so this is something which is gained. So that which is gained is going to necessarily leave. Okay, this body is gained, it will leave. Associations are gained, so contacts are gained, so they will always go. So this understanding should be there at the bottom. So durvai kalyaihi akalyaha api nigama pathaha tatphalanyapyavaptaha. Even if you obtain them, mattahastvam vismarantaha. Mattaha, this is another interesting phrase which he uses. So this fellow who has attained, matta means exactly. So this fellow somehow loses the way he has to conduct himself. Understand? So sometimes the positions can corrupt, sometimes the power can corrupt. So this mental stability which he is supposed to have, so the tranquility which he is supposed to have will be lost. So this is what is called Unmatta. He does not know. Mati Pramana, you can use various words. And this Matta usually we refer to as lunatic. So Avana Sola. But this fellow also becomes a lunatic in some form. So once you gain something, so that actually breeds some sort of arrogance and he does not know how to conduct himself. So that is what is referred by the word, I have achieved this, I have achieved this. That itself will spoil. So mattaha tvam vismarantaha. So this is again a very interesting phrase. So this is very important to understand. So we have to just think a little. After all, when we climb the ladder, whichever be the discipline in which, this is not necessarily because of the exceptional skills that we possess. This I have clearly seen. Okay, some people will get appointment in some place. It is not because these people really deserve it. There are more deserving fellows who do not really get that. So this happens. So therefore, so one has to be really humble, particularly when one rises in ladder. So this is something which is gained by me out of some grace. So this attitude, if it is maintained, then you don't really turn ego. Okay, you can just put it off. Okay, therefore he says, Yam Vismarantaha means forgetting you. So there is definitely, for this plays a very, very crucial role, I'll tell you. So this, for the same reason, this fellow should not become despondent just because he didn't get. So both ways it helps. So whether you gain what you desire, whether you did not obtain what you desire. Okay. So here, Mattaha Tvam Vismarantaha, and even if they achieve this loka, this status, so one day they have to step down. Prasajati patane. Patane means when he falls. Okay. So assume there are various lokas. Like today we go to Hawaii, we go to Switzerland for spend some time. So anyway you have to come back. So this is a short while you can make some trip. So the visa will expire, something will expire. So the purse will expire. Mattaha Tvam Vismarantaha Prasajati Patane. So this is some visa that we got to go somewhere. Patane means falling back. So that is what he describes. So you go to this loka, that loka, whatever is described. Prasajati Patane Yantyanantan Vishadan Vishadan Anantan Yanti. Anantan Vishadan Yanti means, so he once again lands into various kinds of troubles. Please. Evam tatraptitonyo basically a prayer to Ishvara to sever the kind of bondages that we are experiencing. Tanme tvam chindhi bandham. Bandham chindhi. And he says, Kripanabandho Kripapura Sindhu. So it need not necessarily be true that I have qualified myself for you to come and severe this. But you are described as Kripana Bandhu. Kripana basically means a fellow who is helpless. Helpless, normally we use this word for myself. So why is this word used for myself? Well, that fellow is also helpless. Because helpless in the sense, he doesn't know how to train himself to share what he possesses. In fact, to use what he possesses, to share what he possesses. In fact, we have this phrase used to describe Arjuna also in Gita. So Kripanasya Avaha Karpanyam. So he says Karpanya doshena upahataha. So currently, so though I have Viveka etc., but they don't come to action now. So that is the dosha by which I have been affected now. So that is what he prays, he expresses himself as. So Kripana Bandho refers to Ishvara. So you are someone who is willing to help all these people who are helpless. And you are willing because Kripa Pura Sindhu, you are a notion of compassion. So because you are a notion of compassion, so you try to reach out to people, and I am one fellow who has to be reached out to. Tanme tvam chindi bandham kripanam. Vallokat anyalokaha. Kvanu bhayarahitaha. Kva means where. In fact, we have a beautiful verse, Raghuvamsha. Kvasurya prabhavamsha. Anybody who has read Raghuvamsha? So at the beginning he says, Kalidasa. Kvasurya prabhavamsha kvachalta vishayamati. Kva means where is it? So Kalidasa, to just express his humility, he says, where is that vamsha? Where is my intellect? How is it that I will be able to describe that? So there he uses the word kva. So here, kvanu. Here again, kvanu bhayarahitaha. Bhayarahitaha means devoid of fear. Loka is basically some locus. The locus in English, maybe it's so loka means some place where we dwell. Okay? They use different kinds of words, you know. So he has created his own world also. So, I mean, where you dwell is what is that loka. So kvanu bhayarahitaha vallokat anyalokaha. Okay? So where is the place which is devoid of fear other than your own loka? Vallokat anyalokaha. So this is something which we can very easily understand and appreciate. I have seen people who have absolute faith in Guru, in Ishvara, etc. There are some people who do not have any faith. So both can survive in the world, there is nothing wrong. So they are also okay, that is also okay, there are no issues. But when you land into problem, so then there is a lot of difference between the two. So here this fellow has something to hold and he will be stable. The other fellow will get completely lost. I have seen even very, very brilliant people. Okay, when one after the other, so events happen in your life, so you cannot take those shocks. So you may be extremely logical, there may be various things. But here, when you have surrendered yourself, so Tvalloka, Aham Sharana. So then you have a locus where you can be stable. See, that will give you enormous courage. So So here, Tvallokadanyalokaha Kuvanubhayarahitaha, even purely from psychological viewpoint, I mean if you analyze, you will see this. Kuvanubhayarahitaha. So there he will be free of fear. So this I have seen in various industrialists. So the first, there are 3 generations I have seen. Okay. So that the man who established all this, which has grown into huge business now, so he had absolute faith. Okay. Unshakable faith in Guru and Ishvara. So anything that he has done, I mean, it has just really grown. The second generation also had reasonable, almost similar, maybe 50%. The third generation, that fellow, so he thought that he has an MBA from Harvard, Cornell. Okay, so he started various things, everything fell flat. Okay, so, and in fact, there is an interesting episode I have shared with you. So one person, I think he is in University of California. This is a big man, so he is in game theory, okay, academician. So all these industrialists, they go and consult these people. So there is an interesting field called game theory. Okay, so you analyze various statistics and you come up with some things. And he gave a lecture in IIT Bombay. At the end of the lecture, he said, I am consulting various companies, even Fortune 500 companies, all that I do. But to be frank with you, I must tell you that so many a times the recommendation that we give need not necessarily be fetching fortune to the company. On the other hand, I have also seen, he was frankly admitting, I have also seen some people, so great industrialists, so they may not know iota of game theory, but they will go to Tirupati, they will go to Balaji and they will play something and then they will take some decision and it really works well. So the point is, so there are various factors which come into play. So various unknown variables. Okay. This should be understood. So this is true of our own physical body. It is true of interaction with other beings. Okay. So we have absolutely nothing. Okay. When we really think deeply. So we have some instruments, we are playing some role, no doubt. So as long as we keep this in mind, it will be very, very useful. Bhayarahitaha, that is the reason I am saying. So in fact, also sings a song, right? So may you bless me with fearless mind and so on. So this fearless mind, so mind free from anxiety. So this is something which is extremely important in life. Okay. So therefore he says, Tvallokadanyalokaha. Anyalokaha, which is the sphere in which I will be free from this fear. Kvanubhayarahitaha. What does this man do? He would not have even passed the 12th standard. But, I mean, he has this total faith in Ishvara and therefore he is fearless. Kvanubhayarahitaha yat pararthadvayante. Yat pararthadvayante. This word parartha. Parartha na theriyuma?
Other half.
Okay, that is literal meaning, correct. But this is a technical term which has been used. It also has that meaning. If you have heard this Sankalpa, Dvitiya Pararthi, so Prathama Pararthi, Dvitiya Pararthi, so this basically refers to a certain long period of time. Okay. So Parartha actually refers to $4 billion years into 1,000, almost trillion. Okay. So that is the time period. How? It is very simple for you to calculate. Tell you. This Brahma, creator, is supposed to live for 100 years. But 100, that year is counted in some other way.
Yeah.
You know? That year is counted in some other scale. That scale goes like this. See, in Bhagavad Gita, so you seem to be familiar with Bhagavad Gita quite a bit. See, we have in the 8th chapter, you know, I think 8th chapter. Sahasrayuga paryantam maharyat brahmano viduhu ratrim yuga sahasrantam devo ratra vido jana. We have a verse. So Sahasrayuga paryantam maharyat brahmano viduhu. Sahasra Yuga is 1000 yugas. So that is equal to 1 day of Brahma. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. Aharyat Brahmano Vidu. Haha means day. Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam. Teho Ratra Vido Jana. So equally long is the duration of night. So now what is this Yuga? This Yuga is 43,20,000 years. Yuga is 43,20,000. This 43,20,000 into 1000. Okay? So that will come to almost a billion, 4.3 billion. Okay? This 4.3 billion is
1 day.
1 day, one duration of day. Okay? So that is the kind of time scale that is being talked about. And that into 360 is 1 year, that into 100. So it will be some hundreds of trillions. Okay. So anyway, so half of it is this parartha. Okay. So parartha dvayante, no, it is basically to emphatically convey something. He is using this phrase. This Padmabhu refers to the Brahma. Hey Padmanabha, he is addressing this Guru Ayappa. Hey Padmanabha, this Padmabhu na sukha vasati. So he is also not very comfortable. Why not comfortable? Because the period that has been given to him is only 100 years. You understand? So that na sukha vasati, this impermanence. So this impermanence is something which is bothering even the Brahma. Okay? Tvadbhitaha satya lokepi. Tvadbhitaha means because you will remove him from his position after 100 years. Okay? Tvadbhitaha satya lokepi. So this is a phrase. The Satya Loka is the place where he lives, dwells. Satya loge vina sukha vasati padmabhu padmanabha evam bhave tvathalmarjita bahutamasam kakatha narakanam. So if this were the case, even with reference to Brahma, so what to speak of normal mortals like us? Okay. Narakanam means those who are likely to go to Naraka. That is what he means. Evam bhavetu. See, evam bhavetu means if this were the case. Okay. So what to speak of people like us? So us he is describing more graphically. Adharmarjita bahutamasam. It's a very beautiful phrase. You have to understand this. See, arjitam means acquired. See, what did you say? Straightforward. That is arjava. So arjava is of course straightforward, uprightness, straightforwardness, etc. is arjava, being upright, being straightforward. So arjitam is something which has been acquired by you. It is acquired by you. This is why we use the word, the Tamil solvad. Suppose he has something which has been gained. The pitrarjitam. Pitrarjitam means, father has put efforts to gain this. It has, by virtue of being his son, he has bought this. Pitra Richikamandai. So this, in fact, there is an interesting shloka. Okay? Just listen to the shloka. I am not explaining it. There is an interesting arjitam. Uttamam swarjitam vittam. Madhyamam piturarjitam. Adhamam bhratruvittancha. Stri vittam adhamadhamam. Phrase. Uttamam swarjitam vittam. Madhyamam piturarjitam. Adhamam bhratruvittancha. Stri vittam adhamadhamam. In fact, there are people who have put this into practice. We need to recall it. See, once I heard, really Mahatmas, is Bhratruvittam Adhamadhamam. So they wanted to put that into practice. He is a great man. He is the founder of three major institutions one of the founders of three major institutions in Chennai. Those days, the Madras Sanskrit College, there was some Venkatramana dispensary, Ayurveda, and the third thing is financial institution, Indian Bank. I am talking about 120 years back story. Okay? So then these things were coming. So there was no Ayurveda, but unfortunately that Ayurveda college is wound up. Anyway, so Sanskrit college is functioning. Of course, bank is. So he was this V. Krishna Swami here. So this man, initially, he was a lawyer basically. He had to, before he could establish himself, he had to live with the money that his brother was giving him. Okay, before he could prove his skills and establish himself. The episode I will come to. So this, the greatness of him has to be first known. Huge span of land. So at some stage he earned money and then he purchased and he donated. And the way he did this was, he is an extremely pious spiritual person and all that. So one day he sat for food. His mother went to bring something. Suddenly he got up and then went to his office and then returned after 15 minutes. So mother asked, "Hey, engada pone?" So, and he shut the door. So he said, "I got the idea that I have to immediately write a deed that all this property should go for these institutions. And there is a possibility that my mind may change before I finish my meals. Therefore, I wanted to execute the deed and I came." So that is the way he did. Okay, so this is one act. The other thing is, most important thing, this Arjitam, which reminded me is, when he was living with the support of his brother, I heard that once his wife purchased some flour for some 5 paise, or maybe even less than that. Okay, and she had lot of flour in her head when he came back in the evening. And then apparently he asked, "Where did you get this?" So then she said, no, did somebody give you? No, I purchased it. Then apparently he said, "No, this is not done. We are now living with the support of our brother. It is not my vittam. And therefore, you cannot afford to do this." You understand? The one who was willing to leave the entire property which he earned for charitable purposes was so conservative when he was leading with the support. So maybe this is what he had in his mind. Say, Adhamam Bhratravistancha. When you live in that, you should see. But today everybody uses this credit card. Country is wealth. Chalo. So then you can declare. So Adhamam Bhratravistancha. Understand? So Trivittam Adhamadhamam. Anyway. So Adharmarjita Bahutamasam. The phrase essentially means when we gain this wealth by means which are not really acceptable. Okay. What happens is this itself affects our thought process. Adharmarjita bahu tamasam. Tamas here refers to the deluded mind. Okay. So it is not the physical darkness. Okay. Adharmarjita bahu tamasam. Okay. Evam bhavetu adharmarjita bahu tamasam kakatha arakanam. That is why unless you are firmly rooted into the right ways of thinking, right ways of leading life, a disciplined life, you can very easily get lost. I have seen so many families just getting ruined. So you see wealth at very early stages in life. You do not know how to use it. So you engage in various activities. So this drink, that drink, our party, this party, that party. So one has to be firmly rooted. So we may be blessed with some wealth, but if we do acts like what this man has done, it need not be at this level. If you do this, then you will be immensely satisfied person. So by engaging in these kinds of pleasures, which are all temporal in nature, which only will excite you further, you are becoming a slave. See, instead of becoming a master of this wealth and gaining eternal satisfaction by your acts, so you just spend them in means which are really worthless. So that we have to keep in mind. So if you keep doing that, then you are gaining only tamas. That is what he is trying to say. Adharmarjita. Adharmarjita refers to not necessarily the process of wealth, but the process by which you utilize this wealth. Okay? So that leaves vasana in you. So that is what is to be understood. So evam bhavet svadharmarjita bahu tamasam kakatha harakana. What to speak of these people who are paving their way towards Naraka. Okay. Naraka doesn't mean that necessarily Loka. They are just undergoing hell here, creating hell for others. See, more than for them. Right? Evam bhavet svadharmarjita bahu tamasam kakatha harakana. See. So Twadbhitaha Satyalokepi Nasukhavasatihi Padmabhu Padmanabha. This is the case of Brahma. So Evam Bhave Twadharmarjita Bahutamasam Kakatha Narakana. And therefore, so he praised Ishvara. Anme Tvam Chindhi Bandham Vada Kripana Bandho Kripa Puda Sindhu. There is a lot of understanding, lot of maturity, lot of wisdom in composing these verses. So one should really know how to appreciate them. I mean, this is not something which is very difficult for us, but the process to think along this direction has to be set. Okay, read this.
Evam bhave
so I will stop here. So this chapter was chosen by one of the devotees sitting here. So I thank the devotee for choosing this. These are all very beautiful verses. I didn't make this call. Anyway, so wherever we read, I mean, it has its own beauty. This has beauty of both the metrical composition as well as the content. It's an amazing work. Sarve Sutinasandu, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Santanani